As always, shout out to Dan for posting this. But we got the top 5 observations from today's training camp. Number 1, in 6 seasons, Noah Fant has never played with a quarterback comparable to Joe Burrow. I'll be honest with you, there's not many quarterbacks that are comparable to Joe Burrow. Just not really much out there. I mean, listen, you got Patrick Mahomes, you got Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, then the list ends. And I'm talking about comparable. The proof is in the pudding. There's no slight when it comes to anyone I've played with. Joe puts in the work, and he's great. He's a great quarterback. He's the best in the game for a reason. He does the most with the least, pretty much, when it comes to his offensive line. Obviously, somebody say that, it's going to be another team's fan says, oh, but he has some receivers. Yeah, but he has the worst offensive line over the last 5 years. And the guy still performs at a very high level, even though there's no one there to protect him. Amarius Mims returned after missing a couple of days with a hand injury. It's a game of physical violence, said Mims. I'm going to be in pain for the rest of my life every day as long as I play football. But you got to fight through it. It's for the greater good of the team. I agree with him. And also, a little side note, remember the last 2 times Patrick Mahomes went to the Super Bowl. Well, actually not the last 2 times, but both of Patrick Mahomes' Super Bowl losses were because he didn't have a good offensive line and the other team dominated him. Tampa Bay Buccaneers destroyed him because his line wasn't that good. The Eagles destroyed him because his line wasn't that good. Burrow does this with worse offensive lines than both of those Super Bowl offensive lines for the Chiefs. And he still gets it done day in and day out. Number 3. There were several scrimmage periods. The first team defense stopped the offense on its opening drive, thanks in part to a Chris Jenkins sack. Jenkins has shown the ability to rush the passer, said Al Golden. He's healthy, he's quicker, and he's playing with a lot of energy. And honestly, I'm just all for seeing Chris Jenkins evolve over time. He was the strongest player in the draft when we drafted him in the second round. And I'm telling you right now, he's going to become the best player in the NFL. I truly do believe that when it comes to Chris Jenkins. He's going to become one of the best players in the NFL. And it's just a matter of time. The thing about it, though, that scares me a little bit is he's getting so good so quickly that his contract's going to come up and we're going to have to give a huge payday to him. And you never know. Sometimes Cincinnati will pay that. Sometimes they won't. And it's going to be really detrimental if we ever did lose him because we aren't going to pay him crazy money, which he's going to deserve once his contract comes up. Number 4. But the first team offense answered with 3 straight touchdown drives, beginning with a 14-yard Joe Burrow strike to Tanner Hudson. I like to think that I can be in the right place at the right time for Joe and find the open spot and be a reliable target for him. And so right now, Tanner Hudson's in this weird spot. Right, going into training camp, we thought, okay, this is locked. Eric All's out for the season. We got Tanner Hudson, we got Drew Sample, and we got Mike Gesicki. That was kind of the mindset. And also we have Tanner McLaughlin. I know we haven't talked much about him, but there really isn't much to say. There really isn't much progress we have seen to a point where he'd be a starter. So, but that's kind of the mindset going into training camp. Then you get Noah Fant. Noah Fant now is, that tight end 2. And I say tight end 2, tight end 3. In reality, in a Zach Taylor's offense, there is no tight end 1, 2, 3. Like, everyone's a tight end 1 in a Zach Taylor's offense. Because if you're in a Zach Taylor offense, you're going to be utilized in some capacity no matter what. Even if you're a tight end 3, which on most teams you're barely getting any snaps, in a Zach Taylor offense, you're going to get a lot of snaps. Because we like to run 2 tight end formations, and we like to utilize one of our tight ends as a slot receiver. So, I say tight end 3, but a tight end 3 in a Zach Taylor offense is a tight end 1. My point is, now it's going to be Drew Sample, who I still think should be a fullback, and then we just keep Tanner Hudson or Tanner McLaughlin, whoever does better. But there's a chance we don't, and there's a chance we only keep 3 tight ends, and we end up getting rid of, Tanner Hudson and make him a practice squad guy, or we get rid of Tanner McLaughlin and put him a practice squad. My guess is, and this is what we did last year, and I think we're probably going to do the same, you never put a guy on the practice squad that you think could be taken from you and potentially picked up by somebody else. Tanner Hudson's not a guy that another team will most likely take from us and pick up and add to their roster. Tanner McLaughlin is. Why last year we didn't see Tanner McLaughlin added to the practice squad because of that simple fact that, dang straight someone's going to take Tanner McLaughlin if he's available. So that's the only thing I will say that kind of keeps Tanner McLaughlin on this roster, is the only way you avoid him from going to another team is by doing that. With that being said, they'll continue down the 4th point here. I like to think... Oh, no, I already read that. Never mind. Okay, so now the 5th point. Burrow's final drive ended with a perfectly thrown pass to Jamar Chase, despite decent coverage by Josh Newton. Just incredible throws, said Golden. Guys draped on him, and the ball can only be caught if it's in one spot. Absolutely. And again, so far throughout training camp, our defense has been dominant. Our defense has actually gotten a lot of praise and a lot of credit as they have been the dominant force throughout training camp so far. Obviously today, it was an offensive win. And there's a certain part of my soul that believes Joe did this on purpose to kind of give the defense confidence, right? You want to go out there and give the defense confidence. How do you do that? Well, you do that by going ahead and, letting them win some, okay? Let the defense win some. Let them get a little cocky. Let them get a little, full of themselves, because then they feel confident. Then you remind them you're going against the best quarterback in the league. You give him a little bit of, you give him an inch, and then you destroy him in a mile. I don't know. Today's has been a great day, man. Today's been a great day at training camp. Day 9. It's crazy to think that, but we do play this upcoming Thursday, guys. I will be live this Thursday for our Eagles game, and, man, I say Thursday, but I'm right? We play Thursday. I'm going to double check this just because sometimes. No, it is Thursday. Okay, I don't know why. My brain got confused because I remember there was an August 6th post or something, and I was like, wait, that's Wednesday. No, we do play this Thursday, yes. At 7:30 p.m. I will be live, and I will be breaking down this game, and it's the first game of the season. Even it's the preseason. You already know we still go crazy. We still go wild. We still give our thoughts and opinions, and sometimes those thoughts can be a little aggressive. But, hey, listen, we want what's best for this team, and it's Who Day every day. Let's go, boys.